Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, we're talking about Armani Beauty because I picked up some items downtown from the counter and I thought we could do like a semi full face of Armani Beauty today. But before we go any further, let's take a second to grab our iced coffee or a hot coffee. Let's take a sip and let's get started. I already own a little bit of Armani Beauty and I just decided to stop in, do some shopping downtown. It was a beautiful day last Friday and you know when the mood just strikes you to try some new products, that's what happened to me. So I ended up getting two new liquid eyeshadows here. These are the Armani Longwear Luminous Liquid Eyeshadows. These are the boxes here. I have the shade number 20 Camel. And this camel color here, it's a matte. So it's the same glass bottle as always, glass tube, I should say. This is the wand applicator here. I like the wand that these liquid eyeshadows come in because they give out just the right amount of product. I went ahead and blended out this number 20 Camel shade because when you swatch it, it looks very orange and intense, but when you blend it out, it looks really beautiful, really subtle and like your eyelid, but better. And then I also got the number 26, and so this is 26 Copper. This one here is a satin shimmer finish here. It's very pretty. I was feeling something autumnal, you know, I wanted something sort of for every day, but then also more for the season. And this is such a beautiful, intense color. It's giving me like a coppery, fiery, a little bit of an orange, but I'm hoping I can do something more subtle with it. We'll go ahead and play around with this. And then I also picked up one of the concealers because recently on social media, I've just been seeing a lot of Armani Beauty. And I guess I got influenced. I got influenced. So I decided to try one of their concealers. This is the Luminous Silk Multi-Purpose Glow Concealer. It looks very similar to the liquid eyeshadows, and it also looks like the Luminous Silk foundation here. So I have the shade 5.5. That's what the wand applicator looks like here. And that's the concealer. So we're going to use these new products here as well as the items that I already own from the brand. I also got a sample here of the Luminous Silk Hydrating Primer. This is really pretty. It has sort of like a peachy, pinky glow to it. So you know how much I love a primer. I'm not really wearing much foundation these days, so we're gonna go ahead and use this. I also got a sample here of a perfume. This is the Rouge Malachite, part of the private collection here. This is a nice, it's a very sweet perfume. It's quite nice. And I also have samples here of the Crema Nera, the Supreme Reviving Light Cream here, because they do have skincare. I have to say, I don't know much about Armani skincare at all, actually. So we're gonna go ahead and try some of this today. Why not? We're doing a semi full face of Armani Beauty. I have quite a bit, but not like a total full face. I'll get there. I'll show you the texture at first. It looks like a typical moisturizer. It feels a little bit, not jelly, but it feels lightweight. It says light cream on here, and I believe it. It doesn't feel thick. It doesn't feel heavy or greasy, which is nice. And it doesn't really have a scent. Like there is a scent, but it's more, it smells like active ingredients. It smells like botanicals. It doesn't smell like perfume or fragrance. But I will go ahead and include the ingredient list right here so you can go ahead and have a look at that. Okay, so first up, I'm going to use the Camel shade all over the lid just as a base. And this is really pretty on its own. Once you blend it out, like at first it does look a little bit almost like too warm. Like you can sort of see it here on the lid. But once you blend it out, it sort of just like looks like my skin tone, which is nice. And all the brushes that I'm using, everything that I'm wearing today, using, is all listed down below in the description box. So go ahead and check that out. So just very lightly blending it out. And they had several other colors of the matte liquid eyeshadows. They were just sold out in store of a lot of them, which I guess is a good sign. They must be popular. But there were other colors available that I think would be nice as well. But see, like it just melts right away. You could add more if you wanted it to stand out a bit, but if you just wanted a really subtle, quick, easy eye look, you could just do this. It's always fun when you don't really have plans for makeup shopping and the stars just align. I went downtown to meet up with a friend to get an ice cream, and I decided to go early to get my steps in, and I was like, oh, there's the Bay. It's a different department store. Let me just go have a peek in the beauty section. And then I don't know, I was drawn to Armani because I kept seeing people use the concealers online, and I just wanted to try the textures. So I started with the concealer first, and then I looked at the eyeshadows, and then I said, no, it's enough. I don't need any more. That's why I asked for a sample of the primer. And I saw a lot of lipsticks too that looked nice, but I have so many lipsticks. I really don't need any more. But I also saw that they have like face powders and highlighters, bronzers, things like that, which I feel like we don't see that much online. So anyway, I may have to go back just to try something more, or try more Armani Beauty. I'm just taking a little bit of what's on the brush here and just sweeping it on the lashes here. I'm going to go ahead and use the back of my hand like a makeup palette here. So I'm going to take this beautiful copper number 26 here and just take more of the product, just sweep it on here. And then I'll take a brush and pick up some product here, because this one here, it's pretty intense and I just want to control what I'm doing. So I'm just going to take a little bit here and start building it up. This coppery orange color reminds me of like fall foliage. There's always like one or two leaves that are like so orange and like crisp. It just makes me think of that. And we're going apple picking soon, you know, just falling into those autumnal seasonal activities. And so that's how I ended up getting this color here. It's very pretty. Moving on to eye number 2, just to make sure I'm evened out. It's always such a funny thing when you're trying out like a concealer or something at a store and they only do one side and you're like, can you do the other one too, please? You have that moment of like, oh God, am I gonna walk out and look like, what was the name of the Batman villain? Two-Face, like one side looks totally different than the other. Just going to add a little bit more on this side here. You can blend it out and shear it out, but if you just sort of press it, it looks much more intense and really pretty. It's almost like foiled. You know, it's like a metallic foiled finish. And then I'm just taking another brush just to blend this in the crease a little bit. There isn't really any fallout. I got a little bit here, which I'll remove in a second, but because it's a liquid shadow, you're not really going to get any fallout whatsoever. And I was on the Armani Beauty website and I saw this amazing deal. I don't know if you saw it. It's in the eye makeup category and it's called like the Eye Essentials Bundle. And you get to choose one liquid eyeshadow, one eyeliner, and one mascara. And it's a really good deal. So yeah, I saw that and I was like, oh, that's really good. And you can choose if you want the full size mascara or the mini size, which I love. And then yeah, you can pick which liquid eyeshadow, so a matte one, a shimmer one, whatever you want. And then you can also choose, like you choose the color, and then you also choose which color eyeliner. I was like, this is amazing. I feel like all brands should offer a bundle like this. It's just really practical. Using more of that camel shade, I'm taking a pencil brush here and I'm just going to put some on the bottom lashes here. I put a little bit before, but I just want to add a bit more here. Now for the eyeliner and mascara, I did not use the Eye Essentials bundle, but I wish I did. So I'm going to go in with a dark brown eyeliner. I think it'll go with the look here with the tones that I'm wearing. This is the espresso shade from Chanel. My hands were full of moisturizer there. So I'm going to add a thin line on top and also here on the bottom, just mixing it in with the camel shade from before. And for the mascara, I'm going into the Benefit Fan Fest mascara. This is the travel size one. It's great. So I'm just gonna go ahead and add lots and lots of mascara. Let's move on to the Luminous Silk Hydrating Primer. So I have a sample here. I want to show you the texture. It's pretty fluid, like it runs like this, and it's my favorite type of primer where it adds glow, it adds luminosity, it's also hydrating at the same time, and I just love that little pearlescent peach pink. It just brightens the complexion, and I don't know, it's really nice. I'm really not in a foundation mood. Even though I have the Luminous Silk foundation here, I'm not gonna wear it today. Sorry guys. I just like a no foundation look too much right now. All right, this is just the primer here. I like the glow, I like the radiance. For me, this is what I like. And now let's go into the concealer, the 5.5. I really like this. So I tested this out over the weekend. I did wear tests, all that jazz. So the texture of this concealer is very liquidy. Like it's really fluid. It feels different than like the Chanel Sublimage concealer. It just is more fluid. It runs more. But I also find that it dries faster as well, which is nice. I'm basically just doing a full face with the concealer and the primer here. That's enough for me. It offers enough coverage. And let's see what this concealer claims to do, like for coverage wise and all that. It says it's a multi-purpose hydrating concealer. So it's like a concealer corrector, you know, do whatever you want. It's a radiant finish, hydrating, yeah, lightweight, medium coverage, oil-free, multi-purpose application. It is lightweight, like the texture feels very fluid, very light. Medium coverage, yeah, I would say it's like more light to medium. You can build it up. You can see that I'm adding a little bit more. But yeah, I would say it's also very natural. Like it feels natural, it looks natural, it has a natural finish, but you know, also gives you the coverage that you want from being a human and, you know, needing to cover dark circles. It's really nice. It's really lightweight. So I'll include the wear test here. And this was after like, I don't know, maybe 6 hours. It's not like perfect, but I think it held up really nicely. There was no creasing. There was no creasing whatsoever. It didn't budge. It didn't smudge or anything. I do really like this concealer. I wish it had a little bit more peach to it, like a little bit of a cut to it, just to cover a little bit more. But I do think it is a very nice concealer. I do like it. I like how it looks right away, and I like how it wears. So I like this concealer. And it'll be great for travel as well, because as much as I love my Chanel Sublimage concealer, this is not made for travel, unfortunately. And in this wear test here, I am wearing just Camel, just this matte liquid shadow. I'm wearing just that on the lid with the same espresso liner and some mascara. So that's what Camel looks like on its own. It's really pretty. It's like your eyelid, but better. So I was able to do like 2 tests in one. Now for the blush, I'm going into my Armani Luminous Silk Blush in number 10 here. I really like these Luminous Silk blushes because they're like a soft matte, but they just give you a beautiful glow, and I'm just going to wear this today. I like a simple look sometimes, like primer, concealer, and blush. There's not always need for foundation and contouring and bronzer. Like there's a time and a place, and sometimes I do. But sometimes I just want something really light and really pretty. Now, I did not pick up a lip product from Armani Beauty because I have enough lip products. So I'm going to go into my U Beauty Lip Plasma in Sunset. I think it'll be a nice nude. Like I want something sort of nudie, but I think a gloss could be nice because my eyes are metallic and shiny. So a shiny lip could be a nice balance. Okay, so in order to complete our look, we have to go into a fragrance. I'm going to use my Rouge Malachite perfume sample here. This definitely smells like an evening going out perfume. It's like peppery, musky, woody, almost more like a winter perfume. Like it's a very strong perfume. It's nice. But I also tried, I didn't get a sample, but I tried on this mouillette here, one called like peony something, and that one's like really light and really floral, really fresh. So that was really nice. Anyway, this is my take on Armani Beauty. I think this is an interesting brand, and I have some products of, like I have the Luminous Silk. I now have the concealer. I now have several of the liquid eyeshadows. I also have this one here. This is number 9, Cold Copper. This one I love so much. Like it looks like a beautiful light champagne color here, but it's so pretty. Like it is exactly that. Like it's such a perfect little wash of color. I love it for like a no makeup day, like just that and some mascara. I also have this one here, 37. This one's nice, but it's just like, it's really intense. It's like a super dark forest green. It's nice, but it's not subtle. So I mean, they look really nice together, but I can imagine that number 9, Cold Copper, is maybe a bit more popular. Anyway, this is it. I love the blush here. I just think it's super pretty. Like I'm not wearing any highlighter, just skincare, primer, concealer, and the blush, and it just looks luminous and fresh and healthy. And yeah, let me know what you think down in the comments. Let me know if you want me to try out more Armani Beauty, or if there's other brands or products you want me to try out. If you're not subscribed to my channel, I talk a lot about luxury beauty, and I do a lot of tutorials, and I reuse a lot of my old collection. I mix and match with new and old, so if you're not subscribed, you're definitely missing out. On that note, you guys, that is all I have for today. Thank you so much for stopping by. Hope you have a beautiful day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.